What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we're diving deep into the Infernal Hulk issue 7. The world is facing a threat unlike anything it's ever seen before. The Infernal Hulk, the father of horrors, is constantly mutating everything around him. His environment, his servants, and his enemies. He literally has no upper limit to his power. Let's see what happens when the Xmen set their sights on him. We start off this issue with a massive wave of pink fiery energy ripping right through the middle of a major city street. People running for their lives, terrified as the narration starts. The age of man is being swept away. This is the age of monsters, of gods, of mutant kind. Inside the wave, we see a monstrous face with teeth form. Then a glowing figure, looks like some kind of fiery angel or cosmic deity rising up as we hear the projecting voice, "Step out of the shadows, all of you, and rise." Next, we see this winged deity standing with the city in the background as we hear the voice again, "Rise, rise." Then bam, Glob snaps out of it with a scream. His eyes wide open, it was all a vision. We see Glob holding a tablet and sitting across from him, Quentin, reading a book. Quentin quickly looks over and says, "Whoa, Glob, I just saw something crazy. Did you see something too?" Glob says, No, I didn't see anything." Glob is terrified. He's hiding the fact that the cosmic entity was calling out to him personally. Meanwhile, we cut away to the American Midwest. We're looking at the exterior of a rundown, desolate Valley Court mall. Inside, a group of mutants are roughing it, hiding out in camp-like settings. Suddenly, a mutant named Holmes walks in carrying groceries. As he's yelling, "Holmes brought in tacos!" The mutants are hyped. Holmes is unpacking the food, telling them next time somebody has to come with him. This is too much for him to carry by himself. As another mutant fires back, "None of the rest of us can pass for sapes, man." When they say sapes here, they're talking about Homo sapiens, regular humans. As someone says, "You think they're going to sell tacos to Leech? Maybe Pyro can pass for a sape." Another mutant laughs. "They might recognize Pyro. Can you imagine Pyro volunteering for a grocery run?" Holmes, "I'm just saying, if you guys going to order 50 pounds of burritos, somebody's got to." Then boom, we hear a massive sound shake the entire mall. Everyone freezes, their faces filled with sudden shock and suspicion. One of the mutants turns to Holmes and says, "Could somebody have made you at the taco joint?" Holmes panicking, "No way, guy barely looked at me, probably just some sape junkies or..." Before he can even finish his sentence, a massive dark silhouette crashes through the wall. Debris goes everywhere, and mutants scatter in absolute terror, shouting, "Run!" We see a purple-skinned mutant drop her weapon and grab Leech. She's screaming, "Hoss, don't leave me! Keep up, Leech!" But behind them, we see a burst of pink telepathic energy erupt from the ground as a voice booms, "There you are." And then, guys, we see him, the Infernal Hulk, towering over a tiny, terrified Leech. He smiles as he says, "Beautiful little Leech, the power dampener. I've been looking for you." But the mutants aren't backing down. We see Pyro, Marrow, and Urge step right up to defend Leech. Pyro summons the flames as he shouts, "Run, Leech! We're going to find out what Hulk smells like when they burn." As Marrow yells, "Kill him!" Pyro blasts a massive torrent of fire directly into the Hulk. Marrow starts drawing her bone weapon, yelling, "You killed Hoss? Just leave enough of him to bleed, Pyro." But the Infernal Hulk doesn't flinch. He spreads his arms wide as he yells, "Kill me? I bore witness when your wretched forebearers just wriggled out of the sea." With a kick, the Hulk sends Urge flying across the air, crashing hard against a stone wall. Marrow tries to strike, but the Hulk slams her down, pinning her effortlessly. He looks down at her, gripping her head, as he growls, "Those such as you, who respect power, should know when you have none." And then, in a brutal, horrific display of raw power, he snaps Marrow's body completely in half. Her severed upper torso slides across the floor. It is absolutely savage, guys. Hulk just walks past the scene, sticks his hand into a small opening where Leech is. He reaches his massive dark hand into the shadows as he says, "Come out. Don't be afraid, cunning little thing. There is work to be done." The next morning, we cut to the Xmen Tactical Command Base in Alaska. A massive gathering of heavy hitters, Cyclops, Rogue, Magneto, Beast, Emma Frost, and Magic. are all assembled listening to a presentation of Cyclops as he says, "Apologies for the short notice, everyone. Last night, all our personnel here in Alaska base had a vision at about the same time. I assume the rest of you did as well." He continues, "These visions of violent grandeur and a world ruled by us. Beast is getting reports of mutants across the globe having dreams like this." Then a holographic projection of Beast chimes in. "If I might interject, Cyclops, the dreams themselves are not the most worrisome part in my view. This new Hulk seems to be exerting some kind of control over a sizable portion of mutant population." We get a wide, ominous look at a sprawling, organic, monstrous city stretching across the mountain valley as Beast continues. "I'm sure many of you have felt an instinctual pull toward a specific geographical location. I feel it myself, even now, Hulk's fortress in the Appalachian Mountains, Golgotha, the living city." Over the briefing table, we see Emma Frost, Kitty Pryde, and Iceman as Beast continues. "This Hulk considers himself the father of horrors, the ruler of evolutionary deviations. I don't yet understand how or why, but it appears to be true. He is calling us to him." Beast shows them the layout. Emma is using her talents to dampen Hulk's persuasive effect worldwide, while Mr. Quire here shields our team in Alaska. We should be safe from further telepathic attacks. But suddenly, Glob, sitting right next to Quentin, raises his hand, looks completely filled with anxiety, and asks, "I know I'm just kind of an extra in this meeting, but I got a question. Why us? We're not like him. Mutants aren't monsters, right?" Quentin turns his head, looking at his friend silently. Beast answers grimly, "No, Mr. Herman. We are most certainly not like the Infernal Hulk, and I promise you, we will protect our own from him." The Jubilee and Wolverine walking out of the meeting as she asks, "What you thinking?" Logan, "Nothing in particular. We'll deal with it." But Jubilee then asks, "You had one of those visions too, right?" And this is where Logan drops some serious lore implications. He says, "Look, if I go find the Hulk in the living city, it's going to be on my terms, and it's going to end in a fight." Now, this would be massive because if you've been following Marvel all these years, you know whenever Wolverine and Hulk cross paths, it's an absolute bloodbath. So I'm hoping that it goes this way. Cut to a refinery at night in Alaska. We see the Hulk flying through the air as he lands with absolutely ground-shattering force right outside the facility. He looks at Leech and says, "Now, my little monster, go do your work." Shortly after the meeting, we see the mutants in a hangar filled with Sentinel parts. The mutant named Starkey is pacing nervously, asking Beast and others, "Hey, have you guys thought about what could happen if Hulk, wins?" Beast doesn't even sugarcoat it. He says, "If Hulk wins, we're probably all dead." Quentin chimes in and says, "Relax, Starkey. I'm not just kicking your ass right now. I'm also maintaining a lattice work of telepathic grid over this base. Hulk's not getting in our heads again. If he tries to get here physically, I'll see to that too." Starkey just sighs, "Yeah, I know. I just mean, have you thought about that at all?" Meanwhile, Quentin sits down next to Glob and asks him point blank, "What was your Hulk dream, Glob?" As Glob lies again, looking away, and says, "I didn't have one." He gets up to go grab breakfast as Starkey whispers, "I thought we all had them. Do you really think he, I love Glob, but if Hulk's looking for the Four Horsemen, he'd come for Magic or Frost or me. What kind of delusional grandeur could Hulk have shown Glob?" All of a sudden, we hear boom! Out of nowhere, a massive explosion rocks the hangar. Alarms start blaring instantly. Magneto, Cyclops, and Quenon and Magic spring into action. As they're looking to figure out what's going on, Quentin looks up, his face pale with horror, as he says, "Oh my God." Standing right in the middle is a little mutant named Leech. They realize what's been happening, but it's too late. They scream, "Leech! Leech is a power dampener!" Cyclops screams, "Get Leech away from Quentin. We need the shield back up." But a booming voice cuts through the smoke. "Be thankful none of you need to die." As the smoke clears, we see the Infernal Hulk walking right toward them with Bridger right behind him. Hulk looks at Cyclops and says, "I've come for only one of you alive." Beast says, "Of all the wrong houses you might have chosen, sir, ours was the very wrongest." As Cyclops says, "I'll say this once, get gone or get disintegrated." but Magneto cuts him off and says it's too late. He reaches out with his powers, easily moving and bringing a sentinel to life as he growls, "This brutish creature means us harm, and I will not suffer his trespass." The Infernal Hulk just grins. He doesn't flinch. He looks over to his shoulder to Bridger and says, "Go, Bridger. Do what I brought you to do." Bridger nods and goes. The Hulk charges straight into battle against Magneto's Sentinel, smiling savagely as the giant robot delivers a heavy, earth-shattering blow. The Sentinel tries to shift his massive armor plates to crush him, but the Hulk catches the giant robotic hand and with his bare fists completely halts the strike. He mocks them, children's toys. With a massive boom, the Hulk uses his pure, terrifying physical strength to literally shatter and tear the Sentinel completely apart. He stands over the smoking wreckage, holding a jagged piece of broken metal like a sword, and sneers, "If you are the mightiest of mutant kind, I thought too much of you." Magneto retorts, "On the contrary, you underestimate us in coming here. The strength of mutant kind," as Cyclops yells, "Pile it on!" and fires a massive full-powered optic blast directly into the Hulk's chest. While Quainon leaps through the air with her katana, the Hulk swings his improvised metal blade to fend them off, grunting. Suddenly, a portal rips open right behind the Hulk, and Magic dives out of the sky with the Soul Sword screaming. She drives the magic blade deep into his torso as the Hulk roars in pain. As their combined forces of Magneto, Quainon, and Cyclops blast him simultaneously, forcing the giant monster to his knees. Magneto commands, "Damn you, fall!" Magneto tries to pin him down using the metal around them. As the Hulk says, "I have felled greater than you." He looks up, his eyes burning with gamma radiation, and growls, "None be greater than I." The Hulk releases a massive catastrophic shockwave of gamma energy, blasting Magneto, Cyclops, Quainon, and Magic backwards through the air like ragdolls. He stands up completely unfazed, walks over to Magic, who is lying defeated on the ground. He looks down at her, then looks at the Soul Sword, which is still embedded in his chest. He says, "Magic, the blade is bound to your life force, isn't it?" With a wet, sickening tear, the Hulk pulls the glowing magic sword out of his torso. He hovers the weapon menacingly right over Magic's head and asks, "What would happen then if I took your head with it?" But before he can strike, Leech jumps onto Hulk's shoulder and says, "It is done. Bridger's work is done." The Hulk stares at the massive fist, which is surrounded by a glowing energy trail, and says, "No, this is not done." He turns his back on the defeated Xmen, delivering one final chilling threat. "I have what I came for, but you will see me again, and soon. The mutants of Earth are mine by rights, and you will learn." The Hulk leaps straight through the ceiling of the hangar, shattering the roof as he escapes into the night. As the dust settles, Cyclops slowly picks himself up from the debris, rubbing his head. He realizes something is terribly wrong. "I have what I came for. What did he mean by that?" Quentin yells, "Oh no, oh God, I can feel him in the base. He took Glob, Glob is gone." We now cut away from Alaska to New York City. We're inside the Baxter Building, where we see a massive gathering of Earth's mightiest heroes. Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Vision, and Scarlet Witch are all gathered around Reed Richards. He's looking at the data as he says, "We're failing." Iron Man, "Failing how?" Infernal Hulk is constantly mutating everything around him. His opponents, his servants, his environment. In effect, it means he has no upper limits that we can observe or quantify. As he points to a large greenhorn skull sitting on a pedestal, he says, "This ancient skull has a gamma signature that is similar, but not similar enough. Any weapon, trap, or gamma leeching device we build will likely not be effective against this new Hulk." We hear a voice in the background say, "You're going about this all wrong, Reed." As Iron Man turns his head and smirks, "Finally." "Better late than never, Bruce." Standing in the doorway is Bruce Banner himself, looking absolutely determined. He steps into the light and says, "I'm sorry I've been away. I know that everything that's happened is my fault, but you're going about this all wrong. If history has taught us anything, it's that the only way to take down a Hulk is by making a better monster." And this is where this issue ends, guys. The Infernal Hulk has Leech, he's got Glob, and Bruce Banner is about to cook up a monster of his own to stop him. Things are about to get crazy. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Smash the like button, and I will see you next time.